It's the ultimate parenting paradox, isn't it? We absolutely love our kids, so naturally, when they face a problem, our very first instinct is to jump right in and rescue them. Whether they forgot their homework on the kitchen counter or they're struggling with a friend at school, we just want to fix it for them. But, well, what if I told you that this exact instinct, this overwhelming urge to swoop in and help, might actually be causing them long-term harm? What if, by constantly smoothing out their path, you're accidentally robbing your child of the exact self-esteem and resilience they're going to need to survive in the real world? Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating science-backed realities of raising resilient, independent children. Drawing from some really incredible insights by Dr. Daniel Amen, a renowned psychiatrist and brain expert, we're going to unpack the neurological secrets to creating a healthy balance of power in your home. We'll explore exactly why kids behave the way they do, and more importantly, how you can equip them to actually thrive. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The modern parenting dilemma. 2. Dedicating daily quality time. 3. Logical and loving methods. 4. Creating a power balance. And 5. The mental strength formula. Let's jump right into section 1, the modern parenting dilemma. Now, what's really striking here is the massive contrast between what feels good to an anxious parent and what actually builds a child's mental strength. Dr. Amen noted something pretty profound about his own early parenting years. He realized, he was actually getting his own self-esteem by solving his kids' problems. And it makes sense. Our egos get completely wrapped up in our kids' success. We don't want them to be cold. We don't want them to fail a test. But here's the kicker. When we fix everything, we completely deny them agency. To raise a truly capable adult, we have to get comfortable with watching our kids be, slightly uncomfortable. Moving on to section 2, dedicating daily quality time. 20. That right there is the magic number. It only takes exactly 20 minutes a day to dramatically shift your relationship with your child. But, and this is a big but, we aren't just talking about sitting in the same room while you scroll on your phone or answer emails. No, we're talking about 20 minutes of actual physical presence with your phone completely put away in another room. If you want your kids to actually listen to you and to seriously adopt your values as they grow up, you absolutely have to build this relational bank account first. Dr. Amen calls this concept special time. Basically, it's a dedicated 20-minute daily block where you join your child in an activity that they choose. Something reasonable, obviously, like playing a board game, building with Legos, or just going for a walk. When you do this, you are actively repairing and building neurological attachment. Think of it like investing capital into your relationship. That way, when the inevitable behavioral challenges pop up down the road, you actually have the relational funds to handle them without breaking that connection. But here is the catch. There are strict rules for what you must not do during these 20 minutes. No commands, no questions, and absolutely no directions. Just listen and be present. Seriously, if your entire relationship consists of you barking orders and interrogating them about their day, their brains will literally shut down and tune you out. By just stepping into their space and playing games silently, or just letting them take the lead, they naturally start to open up, share their thoughts, and truly bond with you. Okay, let's explore section 3, logical and loving methods. Let's say your teenager comes home and boldly declares, "I want to dye my hair blue." Now, the anxious parent immediately snaps, "No way, not under my roof," which, of course, instantly starts a massive fight and kills the conversation. Instead, try active listening. Step 1, listen to the feeling behind the words. Step 2, repeat it back neutrally. Say something like, "Oh, you want blue hair. Sounds like you really want to express yourself, or maybe fit in with your friends." Then, step 3, just pause and breathe. You might still say no to the permanent blue dye, or maybe compromise on some temporary hair chalk, but active listening keeps the dialogue open. It teaches them how to process their own emotions rather than just endlessly pushing against your brick wall. And this perfectly illustrates the difference between rescuing your kid and allowing what we call affordable mistakes. Dr. Amen shared this hilarious but powerful story about his daughter, Chloe. She flat out refused to do her second grade homework. Instead of fighting with her for hours, her mother finally just said, "Look, I've already done second grade. This is on you. If you don't do it, your teacher will be mad, you'll miss recess, and hey, you'll just make new friends when you repeat the second grade." Chloe stormed off, obviously. But you know what? 20 minutes later, she sat down and did the work. Nobody ever had to ask her to do her homework again. If she forgot it at home, they sure didn't drive it to school for her. They let her face the affordable consequence early on, which instantly motivated her to take charge of her own life. Now, take a look at this massive number, 70.
This represents a monumental 70-year longitudinal study out of Harvard. They followed over 400 inner-city school kids in Boston for 7 decades just to figure out what actually produces happy, resilient adults.
The results of that 70-year study are, frankly, mind-blowing. The single, only factor that consistently correlated with long-term self-esteem wasn't how often their parents told them they were special or smart. No way. It was whether or not the child worked or had responsibilities at home. Having a paper out, doing daily chores, actually contributing to the household, that is what builds true, unshakable confidence. If you do absolutely everything for a child, you are crippling their sense of agency. They actually have to earn their confidence through their own actions.
This takes us to Section 4, Creating a Power Balance. Check out these findings from a huge University of Oregon study of 10,000 families. They looked at parenting styles across 2 spectrums, hostile versus loving and permissive versus firm. Unsurprisingly, the hostile and permissive parents yielded the absolute worst mental health outcomes for kids. But look closely at the second worst. Shockingly, being loving and permissive resulted in the second worst mental health outcomes, actually far worse than being hostile and firm. The absolute best outcomes by a total landslide came from parents who were loving and firm. Bottom line, children fundamentally crave and desperately need boundaries to feel safe. To understand exactly why they need those boundaries, we have to look inside the brain. Dr. Amen often jokes, God gave us parents until our frontal lobes develop. The prefrontal cortex, that's the front third of the brain responsible for judgment, focus, and impulse control, is not fully myelinated and developed until we are about 25 years old. So expecting a 10-year-old or even a teenager to act like a perfectly rational adult is neurologically impossible. You have to act as their bumper guards while their brain is still literally physically wiring itself. So how do we establish these boundaries in a way that transfers healthy power back to the child? Well, first, tell them to do something only once. If you ask 5 times, you're literally just teaching them they don't have to listen until the 5th time. Give them a clear choice. You can take the trash out right now or face this specific consequence. Then leave the choice completely up to them. Remember, do not rescue them from affordable mistakes like forgetting a jacket on a chilly day. And crucially, this is a big one, notice what you like more than what you don't. You shape your kids' behavior heavily by what you choose to pay attention to.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the mental strength formula.
Mental strength starts with adopting this incredible mindset, one that Dr. Amen actually uses with Olympic athletes. Every day I win or I learn. Listen, when you make a parenting mistake, and you will, we all do, don't spiral into that toxic guilt cycle where you overreact, feel terrible, become way too permissive to make up for it, and then eventually explode again. Step back. Be curious instead of furious. Ask yourself, why did we have a bad day? Did we sleep poorly? Did we eat way too much sugar? Shift away from guilt and toward learning. If you model this for your kids, they will adopt the exact same resilient mindset. And you'll know it's working when you start seeing these specific hallmarks of a mentally strong child. First, they question their automatic negative thoughts, or what Dr. Amen calls ants. They still get negative thoughts. Everyone does. But they don't just blindly believe them anymore. Second, they absolutely refuse to fall into the victim trap of blaming others, because they know blame renders you completely powerless. And most importantly, when they're faced with an obstacle, they ask, what is it I can do today to solve this problem? They take accountability, and let me tell you, that is a true superpower. Which brings us to the ultimate question you have to ask yourself every single time your child faces a hurdle. Are you raising a dependent child, or are you raising a resilient adult? I know it is so incredibly hard to step back, to offer empathy instead of an immediate fix, and to just let them stumble. But by prioritizing a real connection, holding firm, loving boundaries, and letting them actually earn their own self-esteem, you are giving them the greatest gift of all, the agency to build a truly successful life. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll leave you to think on that final question.